Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining this short demo of Exelsys, just to show you a little bit of the functionality of this mid-market HCM, Human Capital Management, or HR software platform, depending on your preference. What we're looking at here is the full user interface. So there are two types of interface in the platform. One is the full one, which you see here, and one which we're going to have a look at a little bit later is the light interface for members of staff who are just checking in to book holiday and that kind of thing. So much more simplified and mobile responsive, also available on apps. So what we're going to start by doing is looking at the beginning of the journey that a user would have when engaging with a business, which is the recruitment process. Then we're going to look a little bit around the full user interface, and then we're going to finish up looking at the mobile light user interface, and then we can open up for questions after the demo session. So if we start by looking at job applications, we've got a great example here, which is a client of ours, Cassart. They've been with Exelsys for around 8 years or so. And they use all of the functionality of the platform. And what you'll notice here is that they have got the content around jobs piped in from Exelsys and then reformatted into their site in a nice looking way here. And then they've got details down here of their interview process and such things. So all of this appears on the careers and vacancies part of the Cassart site. What this is a rehash of what our standard does. So effectively, this is a completely unbranded version of what we provide when you have vacancies that are made available from a user of Exelsys. So if I wanted to apply for the accountant role, I can go in here, I can look on different locations, I can look at different categories of jobs, and then I can apply. And once I apply, it's going to take me through a multi-stage process where I can submit my details and then complete that submission. So this in this case is a 5-step process. So I can enter my details here and everything as you would expect it. So this is the online recruitment stage of the recruitment process. Now, what happens when somebody has applied for a job is they will appear in the recruitment section here. So I'm just going to click on the recruitment dashboard to start off with. This is a dashboard of all of the recruits and the vacancies we've been trying to fill, job applications, how long it took to fill certain positions. And then I can slice and dice this information based on where I am, which location or division I want to look at, organizational unit, and from which date to which date. So depending on what I want to take a look at, I can slice and dice this dashboard information. We also have details of, for example, the entered applicants and such like, so you can use some of these features here. And again, you can drill down into applications by clicking on that button there. So you have a nice dashboard for every module in the system that allows you to check a high-level view of the health of that part of the business. We're going to have a quick look, before we look at the job applications, we're just going to take a look at the vacancies from the other side. So we had that role of accountant, and you'll see that here. So we're just going to click in and check the details of that vacancy. So you can see down the right-hand side, this little menu folds out here. I can expand this and we can look at sort of the vacancy type, the category, the budgeted salary, if we are paying a recruitment fee, if we've got a percentage of salary which we're going to pay to a recruitment consultant. We can also see here that this is already been given to different recruitment groups, best recruiters and headhunters. We can push this out onto various boards, so we might push this out onto job boards like Indeed or similar, or CV Library. We have the details of the job itself. We have any documentation associated with it and any additional stuff we want to add as user fields. So you have some very simple, easy to use features there to create your vacancies. Then we're going to have a quick look at the job application. So these are the people who are applying for various different roles. You'll see all of the various different applications for all of the different roles. If I want to filter on this, I can just look at the vacancy in question. So I'm going to have a look at the accountant role, and you'll see a few of those here. So we've got those that are entered, those that are accepted, for example. So I can shortlist based on the stage of engagement, and then I can drill in and have a look at those individuals that are in the process, and then I can move them from stage to stage. So I might look, for example, in this job applications matching for my accountant vacancy. So I'm going to have the accountant vacancy here. I can ask for people who are degree level. Maybe they've got 5 years of experience, and maybe they are at the application status of entered. So I might want to move all of these people from entered to, for example, reviewed or shortlisted. So I could shortlist a bunch of people based on that, and then I can OK that, and that's going to pull up the relevance list of people. In this case, you'll see it says no records match my search, but it's an easy way of moving people from one stage to another, and also shortlisting applicants based on their expertise. I can also look into the applicants themselves. So this is where I might have an applicant who has already applied for many roles. And so if I just choose Christina, for example, I think Christina scores highly. She actually works for our business as well, importantly. So she should score highly. So she's been accepted for the HR junior consultant. She's entered for the accountant role, and she'll be rejected for this IT support Microsoft application. So we can see some details about her that she's entered in the online recruitment flow. We can see anything about work history and such like, and any documentation like a CV, for example. And we can also do things like we could send her emails about an invite to an interview, for example. So an interview notification you can very easily send out. It's all pre-formatted and ready to go. Another nice thing you can do when we're looking at applicants is I can match people for specific skill sets. So I could, for example, go into the filter section and I could filter for, and I'm just going to have a look at document content here, and I'm going to say I want anyone that has Oracle skills because we are using an Oracle system. So I'm going to apply that, and that is going to shortlist anybody that has a document associated with their applicant record that has Oracle as a system that they use. So there are a number of different capabilities that I won't go into in a huge amount of detail, but here you can see 11 people have those skill sets, and that allows me then to drill down and shortlist some of these people. The other nice thing you can do is you can anonymize applicants. So you can either delete applicants or you can anonymize them. And I can say I want to anonymize old applicants up to the end of last year, for example. So for GDPR purposes, you can say that you're only going to keep applicant data on an annual basis or for 3 years or whatever that policy that you might have will be. So I'm going to go back into the home section now, talk a little bit about what an individual can do at various levels of the business. John Roberts, the CEO of ABC, which is the demo business that we use, he has full access to everything. So if you look down the left-hand side, you'll see that you have a variety of different modules. So you have the home section, the team section, workforce management, positions, absences, training and development, recruitment, performance, and then you have some reports and some other tools down here at the bottom. If I just click into the workforce management section here, this immediately gives me an employee info dashboard. So again, I can see all of my employees here. I can see various different statistics along the top. I can see turnover by various different organizational units and such like. And again, I have the kind of more details section here. Some useful information about what kind of contract types I have and the split of genders and other things in the business. I can also go into positions here, and I can create organizational charts, which is another nice thing to show, simply because it gives you a nice visual overview of the business. So I'm going to look at reports to organization chart. If I go into here, I could filter by unit, and I could drill down into a particular part of the business. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go straight in for the whole business. So this is our org chart. So you've got John Roberts, that's who I'm logged in as. You've got Linda Martin and various other people. If I open up the Linda Martin part of the business, this is the sales part of the organization. And within the sales part of the organization, you'll see Nicole Marcoux, and you've got other people, and then they have direct reports below them. So you can look at this by a functional reporting chart without the people's names in. You can look at the individuals you've got in the business. So it might be the architecture of the business where some of those roles are open. It might be the people you've actually got in the business, as in this case. So there are some options there, and then I can make it smaller and bigger and reorganize it by horizontal or vertical. So you have lots of options there to visually look at your business and make sure that it's stacking up the way you intended. The thing I wanted to show was just in the employees section. I'm going to go into employees as a whole. And we're going to take a look at Nicole Marcoux, and then we're going to zoom into her account so that we can see a little bit more about her. So I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to look for Nicole. So there's Nicole. She's a sales executive based in the London office. I'm just going to open up her employee card, and we can see a little bit about the information that we hold on Nicole. So we've got her general information, name, etc., personal information, resume summary, an address down here. Then we've got work background, so that will include her classification, everything about her role, her absence card, so what her entitlements are and what her balance is, what she's taken in terms of different types of leave, any interactions that want to be noted by members of the management team in relation to discussions that have been had, communication details, and also departmental access. So this is interesting because this says if Nicole is part of ABC, and I'll choose a relevant bit. So let's take the sales part of the electronics division. This means whenever we're assigning training courses or similar to particular divisions and particular parts of the organization, she's going to see those and choose whether she can sign up for them or not. Then you've got compensation details, bank information, salary history, because she's been through a number of different roles in the business, so you can see how she's progressed. Any documentation related to right to work visas, driving licenses, whatever you need to hold on that individual, all of those are stored in an encrypted format in the Exelsys platform and database, so they're all well looked after. So that gives you a sense of the kinds of things we can do with an employee in terms of the data that's held. One other thing you can do is if you have a look at training courses, for example, there are a few training courses. I'm going to choose the GDPR awareness one, which is always very relevant, and I'm going to drill into this. You can see here are all the training courses that we're offering, costs associated with it, whether they're real life or online. They might be associated with an LMS that you use already, if you've got a digital version of that. And also in self-service down here, I can choose whether I offer this course to specific parts of the business. So you can see here, it's already been offered to the electronics division in sales, which means I'm going to get to see that when I'm logged in as Nicole. So I'm going to jump over now to Nicole's identity. So this is Nicole's login. She's using the Lite app. So for example, if I'm using an iPad, it might look like this. If I'm using an Android phone, it might look like this. So the menu will fold out from the left-hand side. Or if I so wish, I can just switch that back to normal view, which I'm going to do now. So in my Lite application, this could be on my phone, on my tablet, it could be an iOS app, it can be an Android app, or it can just be accessing through a browser. You can see details, address, absences, so the overall absence card, personal information, job classification. If I go into my team, I can go and have a look at my absence planner, so I can see when members of my team are available or not available, and whether I should ask for a holiday for a particular date or time. So I can look at that list view as well. So I can see that maybe June the 23rd looks like a good date to ask for a day off. I can also see any approvals that I might need to make, especially these can be handed over to me by members of my team, so I can approve things on their behalf, as well as just have things that require my approval. So I'm going to have a look at that now, and I can see that there's a request from my colleague for an absence. I can go in and approve or reject that. These are also pushed through to Office 365 and Google Workspace and other solutions, and can all be notified by email as well as in the application. In the home section, I can request absences. So this is where I can request an absence, and I can say the dates and times in YouTube, my units, upload a document if it's a request for sick leave, etc. So lots of nice, easy features there. There's also the opportunity to submit appraisals. So you'll see here that there are self-appraisals which are loaded to the system, created by the HR department. There's no need for developing anything. You can just point and click and create these questions around competencies, overall questions, goals, training needs, etc. And then another thing you can do as well is you can enroll on courses. So again, I can go in and I can enroll on my GDPR course. I can request to enroll, and that will either accept my request, I have successfully applied, or it will tell me I've already done so. And then finally, there are some other nice features, such as news about the business, which can be pushed through to different organizational units within the company or to individuals, however you want to work that. And also the opportunity to book desks. So I can make a desk booking for a hybrid working scenario. So I can look for a particular location and I can ask for a date where I can have a conference room or a desk or similar on various different floors. So some nice features there that are very, very easy to use and all within the light application.